The Sun, one of the most essential factors in our solar system of sustaining life on Earth. As we all know, hot objects have a tendency to expand, but the density and size of the Sun creates a gravitational pull which counters this. The combination of these forces causes the Sun's surface to change in dramatic and violent ways. One of these dangerous solar events are known as coronal mass ejections. If you are one of those people thinking, coronal mass ejections, that sounds alien to me, well, let's make some sense of it. What are coronal mass ejections? They are release of billions of particles due to a rare event of the Sun expanding its surface. This solar event also releases a magnetic shockwave that extends billions of miles through space. These two ejections can cause an overload of power grids, disruptions of communication on Earth, and give off skin radiation to anyone in high atmosphere. But what protects Earth from these events? Not quite. The Earth's magnetic field, also known as the magnetosphere. You can see that the north and south poles of the Earth branch out, and the rest of the planet has an almost ring shape reaching to both poles. In the case of a solar storm, the magnetosphere adjusts and allows the storm to go around the planet. This is the first step of our safety from solar storms. The temperature imbalance due to seasons and day and night cycles allow the clouds and their ice crystals to reflect the particles back into space. Some coronal mass ejections, as I mentioned earlier, can overload the power grid and cause long-lasting powernouts and various technological failures, if particles still manage to pass both the magnetosphere and the clouds. But there is only a 1 in 500 chance in an extremely powerful coronal mass ejection actually hitting us. The magnetic field overall protects us from the worst conditions that would be experienced from high altitude. But what are some of our actions against the solar storms? Researchers of the US and South Korea have developed technology that can predict coronal mass ejections and solar flares of 3 hours in advance. This is enough time to warn astronauts and flight crews to take protective action. Some satellites in space are more reinforced with armor or better casing of its circuits against solar storms, but unfortunately, this is only for a select amount. Other than reinforced satellites and a discovery center that can get warnings of incoming coronal mass ejections, there really isn't any other form of protection against these rare storms. Although the solar storms could potentially carry a dangerous outcome, nature keeps us pretty safe.